Let's talk about the hot topic, Nemesis. I've prepared everything now. I prepared the whole Proletopia blog this afternoon. Plus, I have the entire Nemesis blog prepared. Even though I try to make it a bit funny, I have to admit it's kind of frustrating. Especially this thing about Nemesis. Are you allowed to talk about the Nemesis thing despite the case? Yeah, sure. I just won't repeat what he said, of course.
Everything's fine.
I had conversations with Politope, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and then Nemesis has nothing better to do than show up in the chat and try to do something. You're welcome. And to turn people against me, or something like that. I really would have welcomed her vibes if he keeps his greasy fingers off the keyboard, but no, he has to leave his slimy trail. Also left it in Erwin's chat. Politope has nothing better to do than to somehow read this out to me and accuse me. I'm not Gandhi or anything. Some things to trigger me a little bit, and accordingly, the conversation went that way. Erwin was quite proud that I said twice, I'm not talking anymore, I'm leaving the debate. I find it extremely shabby the way Proletopian handles things, with this whole Nemesis thing and many other issues from the anti-woke bubble who all kept their mouths shut. I have to say it really affected me a lot. In my work here on Twitch, the realization of the double standards and hypocrisy there is being enforced and is so common there. The main thing is to stir up some sentiment against those malicious wokies. And then the conversation with the Politopias was over. And then he said, they'll take it directly. Brought into the conversation, and it was also about the accusations that were brought against me by Nemesis, for which he received a warning. And he tried to wriggle and talk his way out of it somehow. Then he had nothing better to do. I think he responded to this conversation with the Proletopians 2 days later. I didn't watch it. Plus, a day later, he did another stream which also involved talking about me, where it was about this warning, where it was about the things I had warned about. Exactly. It was sent to me. I have to say, I still haven't watched it.
You hardly have time for anything else during the day.
Yeah.
You live for your stream.
Yeah, a few people wrote to me saying things like, you wrote it, take a look at it, and send it to your lawyer. Then I spoke to my lawyer.
Like I said, do something like that.
Are we doing this? Should I look at it?
Should we warn him about this too?
For the things you supposedly say there, I hadn't seen it yet, so then it was like, okay, we can do it this way. I then spoke with another lawyer, Marek, who is also a jurist. I asked him what would be the best course of action. And then he said, actually, a warning would be enough. So everything is written in there, and there's also everything to complain about. And now the colleague is being sued. Yeah, now he's sued again. I just want to show one more thing, because he lies like there's no tomorrow, and there are always people who believe him, which I find a bit bitter, because he doesn't actually lie that cleverly. He's missing a bit of skill. The colleague says, among other things, that it was the first time I clashed with Nemesis. It must have been in June. It was uploaded on Twitch August, but it was in June. Last year. He reacted to a video by Finesse, and Finesse is a young trans woman on Twitch doing her show. She naturally supports trans rights as well.
Many topics around trans issues, I would say.
That doesn't affect me at all.
What those guys are doing,
I think she talks crap sometimes too, yeah, and I also believe
that people definitely criticize
Basically.
that they can be criticized. What Mr. Nemesis said to Finesse. Nasi contributed to me writing a little roast for him. That was the first time we did something like this. Came into contact personally or directly. But I know that before, you can see it all on Twitter, that he occasionally joined in when things got a bit gossipy. Did you get a second warning letter? Sent a message to Metten. No, I don't have to. The first warning was delivered. That's documented like that. I believe he had it in his hand and read it. But
Just
now
pull
let's
off.
talk about this finance thing. May see what the colleague said there.
It's a bit angry.
He's a bit angry, and that's just how he lets it out, like you do. If you get triggered, then let's go, let it out, let's see what happens. Water off.
Leave kids out of trans topic.
He reacted
Somehow.
to
Video, no idea. And then comes Finesse, and Finesse is a trans woman. She says in the video that she advocates for awareness.
Yes, towards children.
Because she actually knows exactly what it means to be trans.
And how important it is to have clarity. Make
Thanks for
mistakes, just knows. Talk to homosexuals your age about how it was for them when they discovered their homosexuality. How happy these people would have been if they had had accompanying lessons. What does she mean by educating children? Well, that you tell them that there are also trans people, that it can happen, that you do inside that you're basically a woman in a man's body, or vice versa. He just made a video where it's about how important it is to provide this education in schools. I think in that video, I never watched it, but I think she didn't actually talk a lot of crap. You have to admit that too. You can say that. It can happen. That this gender identity doesn't necessarily have to do with biology and all. Yes, one can
in forums
pack lessons in a way that children understand, so they don't get reprogrammed or prepared for some pedophile power elites or something like that. Yes, or sexualizing too early. Let's take a look. So the Finesse says this, and our angry ogre has something to say about it.
Leaving kids out of the trans topic doesn't work for trans kids, right? Oh, shut your stupid mouth. It's about the fact that we even involve the kids.
Shut your stupid mouth. This is a one take from him. It's not edited. This isn't edited. Yes, it seems like it because I'm rambling in between and stuff. Go ahead and start the dough. Applause. I'm sure there are a few people clapping. One of them is definitely Carl Puccio.
It's okay to be trans. Are you sure you're a boy or a girl? That's what it's about. Keep your filthy hands off the kids. Stay. I'm seeing.
Yeah, damn cancer.
Looking forward to it.
Get away from the kids. Stay away from the kids. If a child did actually drink somehow, then it is the parent's responsibility to support the kid. But you all better keep your filthy hands off of it.
Yeah. Come on, let it out.
Let it out, man.
Get out of the kids' lives. Honestly, what the hell? That's where I really become a misanthrope.
Yeah, that doesn't make a person hostile.
Destroyed!
When someone mentions sex education for children, he becomes a misanthrope. Again, the colleague, he recently said again that it was all spliced together, that rant against Finesse from an entire stream of his. That's just a lay. Nemes is simply a liar. And if he thinks I'm lying, he should send me a warning, that guy. So how do you feel when you see this?
I find it
you
uncomfortable.
have a guy, mid-40s guy who's into a young trans woman because she says sex education for kids would be a good thing.
Yeah, there it is again. Stop talking and greet you, Nibi. Away from the kids, goddammit. Play your movie, but leave the kids alone. It doesn't matter. It's got nothing to do with being trans. Leave the kids alone. Whether trans, sexual, or any kind of sexualized stuff, leave the damn kids
that
alone.
That doesn't even count. It's not even sexualized. Yeah. Being trans has nothing to do with sexuality, but he doesn't get that anymore. But he loves to get outraged.
Feel smart! Damn filthy humans, disgusting sick bunch.
Disgusting sick bunch. Just when it comes to saying it could be that you're trans. That can happen, that someone
and
is...
then he whines, why do they call me pedophilia? Leave the kids alone, just get lost. And by the way, it's not bad to educate even children that there are queer people. She will Get a grip on life. You're completely exhausted.
This is all one take. This is not edited. This is not edited. That guy is lying. This isn't edited. That was a rant against the finesse. Because she says, okay, sex education in schools. And when he sits down and says, well, I have my doubts, that's maybe more of a job for the parents to do. And
We had sex education in school in Germany. I think it was in 7th or 8th grade during biology class.
You know, say it somehow like this. Yeah, and but just shut their damn mouths and not be surprised if they are taken for pedophiles and stuff. What the fuck? What is this shit? Last year in the summer, just about exactly a year ago. Stella always says that it probably would have helped her a lot if someone had told her back then what was going on with her. And I think that it's like that for many trans people. Definitely. Of course, that would have helped. If it is affected and if it is not affected, then you wouldn't do anything about it. Maybe it would lead you to be more tolerant and understanding. But the problem is what people believe, that children are being reprogrammed. Like complete
I think
brain
it's generally
siblings,
nonsense
right?
when in school
To
lessons they
wild,
talk about
completely
whenever you learn something about
casting,
sexual matters,
yes,
it was of course secretly
until
at
next
first.
time.
Yeah, at a certain age, knowing how it works, sperm meets the egg and so on, how children are born, and how puberty, how people just develop, and that there are so many different possibilities. You can list possibilities, but that doesn't mean you will do that because I feel it. That's nonsense.
This doesn't automatically make them queer. And by the way, it's not a problem if the kids are queer. Absolutely nothing problematic. By the way, I also turned out straight even though my parents were devastated, and so was my whole
Did I
environment.
get it right that this is already a year old? Why are you looking at it now? Because the colleague said he was ranting a bit about the finesse, and I'd have pieced that together and then ranted excessively against him. I mean, it's true. I've already roasted him, but I think it's justified for what he said about finesse, and I'll show that. To show what a liar he is and what he said about finesse, she shouldn't be surprised when he considers profiles. Original sound from him. That's how Nemesis is.
You're really getting worked up.
Oh, that's Nemesis.
That's not how it works. It's not a matter of upbringing. Either you are queer or you're not. So kids can also be queer. It's a very important topic, and unfortunately they are. Healthcare for queer kids is also very limited. Especially in America, we see that too.
America, shut your damn
Yeah.
mouth!
You have to imagine that he starts ranting at about 3 minutes and 27 seconds. I need to check if I still have the video somewhere. You guys go off on the finesse, telling her to shut her dirty mouth, to keep her filthy hands off the kids. No wonder everyone thinks she's scum. That's what he says. Then I came, right? With this one, and then the next day he wrote on Twitter, he respectfully asks me to leave him alone. He wrote asking me to leave him alone.
But politely.
I read that and thought, okay, this seems serious, and it was written politely. And then I thought, okay, I'll respect that, and didn't say another word to him. Not a word. In August, he watched a video where I talked about Marvin, California. And this is the video he reacted to, the colleague. And his reaction to it caused him to get a warning on multiple points. He was recently on Polytopia streaming, and then he turned everything around and tried to weasel his way out to somehow style himself as a poor victim. And I'm thinking that's enough. I'm thinking it's enough now, and I've set up the crowdfunding, and
It was where people have already
watching.
reported anyway. I only submitted it this afternoon. It will be sent
I'd
out.
be happy about support. I'll be to the colleague in court. Let's go. It's clear because of what the colleague said about me. I will take it to court. I can no longer repeat what he said about me. There's the warning. If someone outside of this bubble really cares, I'm open to talking about it. I also don't mind showing the warning, but on the condition that You are not part of this weird anti-woke movement. Babel, file a lawsuit.
Take 316.
Mr. Lebec, I ask you to do it.
To read that out
Stefan
loud.
Bartunek is organizing a campaign. Donation secured. Hello, dear friends. You know what's up with Nemesis316. Nemesis316. And this happens
Hits
again.
every time.
Thanks for the correction. It won't
they're
happen
on.
again. Nemesis keeps making statements beyond the sayable, either slanderous accusations or Holocaust
Wait a
comparisons.
moment, hold on a second. Just to show it, we have here, for example, this is also from him. That wasn't too long ago. 2021 is 3 years ago. We've been through this before. In 34,2021, do you still remember? Then we have here.
The Jew from earlier is the unvaccinated person today. What kind of comparison
I
is that?
find it horrifying that such comparisons can be made nowadays, but I don't want to think that far ahead.
September 21st, 1933.
The statements remain the same even if Nemesis wants to twist them for his own benefit or retroactively distort them, just to repeat and normalize them. This discourse strategy is not just a tool of extremist forces, but also a barbaric act of sabotage against public discourse. This is how Nemesis failed me too.
Voiced against.
On the advice of my lawyer, I cannot and must not repeat this statement. Just this much. Even Nazi or anti-Semite is not as deeply
Yeah?
rooted.
Well, that's my opinion. What the guy told me, what he said to me
Ordered
under.
it, something that is very clearly provable. I have it in the warning letter. I have clips for it. The magister wasn't talking about you, but about Nemesis. My goodness, sorry. I apologize. I'm a bit sensitive. I hope.
You're really like
Dude, they're the bomb, right?
Yeah.
Coming up any moment because today
But
you're
that's
so...
also because someone messed up my entire script before we started today.
But for that, it's now
Yes.
cleaner than ever before.
The show was already running, but then something
I wanted
else
to pour
happened.
the cola, but the bottle...
sue you right away.
Don't yell at me, otherwise we'll see who comes out on top. I've got a multimillionaire backing me. Let's see who has better lawyers.
the best!
For these reasons, I sent Nemesis a warning. He had weeks to apologize for what he said, which I have clearly communicated several times.
Yes, that's how he is. That's how he is. I can prove it. Yes, he had the opportunity.
was going to apologize, but didn't.
I
want
also
to.
filed a complaint against Nemesis. I am in contact with the public prosecutor's office in Essen about this matter.
Yeah, I don't know why it's the public prosecutor's office in Essen. I've already received a letter. Came 2 weeks ago from them. I made an online ad and somehow the public prosecutor's office in Essen is responsible. No idea why.
A few days ago, Nemesis did it again. In a conversation with Bruderopia, he denied his statements and again in 2 subsequent streams. Therefore, I will now file the lawsuit in court. I need your support for that. I don't have much money. At least 3,500 to 5,500 euros for the lawsuit. I'll set the crowdfunding goal to 76,000 euros later. If I win, I get back a portion of the expenses. I will almost certainly do that. However, I won't get anything back. Anyone who wants the money they deposited back, let us know. I'll return it based on what I get back.
So if anyone thinks they support it and wants me to, I'll definitely win that. And if anyone wants it back, I'd return it proportionally.
There are also benefits for supporters.
True story.
An artist created a design from a parallel world, and it's available as a postcard, poster, or t-shirt.
Starting from 50 euros.
You receive a postcard. From 100 euros, you get a postcard and a postcard. From 150 euros, postcard, poster, and t-shirt. Starting from 300 euros, you'll get a t-shirt with a very special design. From 500 euros, you get to Vienna, get a good place to sleep, and we go out to eat and take a city tour.
Yes, well, true. You have to, when you do that on PayPal or whatever, you have to get the address to me. I need to be given the address. I got these designs from an artist.
This is a parallel world.
Where Nemesis and I'm not complaining about him because he said those things about me. It's just a parallel world where we're friends. Nemesis is.
No.
Here you can see us dancing happily.
So, send your money, make my lawyers richer, and let's set an example for more media literacy and reach responsibility.
Yes. How long is the event going on?
I don't know. I'll always promote it. I need 600 euros for the deposit and then it will get started. At least 3 to 5 like this. Up to 5.5 as they come up. The whole thing will go through the legal process.
Let's cross-check the data.
The wheels of justice turn slowly, but they do turn.
That's how you say it.
According to what the colleague just
with
said,
bullets.
Still got to get rid of the doll.
has let go, said the cultural politician.
Colleague, 2 more episodes to go.
Released streams. It means there's no way back. There's no going back. More and
I say now.
not 100%. I'm saying now
As certain as can
I will
be.
probably win that. At this point, 3 lawyers have.
See you next time.
And each of them says that doesn't look good for him at all, and I'm going to repossess that guy. I will find this guy. I think that's an outrage.
Honesty is what he said, and I think
It's outrageous
Honesty,
that he doesn't
the inner competence.
competence to stand by this matter and continues to present himself the way he does. You know, in court and on high seas, that's right. But there are at least, I think, 4 points, and I find it unlikely that he can squirm out of a single one, but definitely not all 4, no chance.
Right.
Who knows the question? He used to be a real fan.
Are you okay? Like
Maybe it's really me who sits motionless in the corner.
You're taking this to court in Germany? Sure, it's all going through Germany?
And I have a law firm, Germany, and the whole thing is going to court in Germany. And it will also be that Mr. Lebeck and I will grab a car. It's the trend now to report and observe processes like this. Lebeck and I will definitely be involved in those.
And then we'll create a TikTok
Yes,
account.
we will do the road trip and we will definitely bring coverage of this process.
That we were just acting, but you pretended to be your entire personality just to mess around.
I find that funny.
Yeah. I also think it sucks that women fake orgasms even though you totally banged her. And she was lying in the corner shaking for like half an hour afterwards.
Yeah, and just because you don't find it funny.
Not that it ever happened to me.
Not that it.
I can't do that anymore. But I heard once that people...
Others don't find it funny.
This is,
What?
You must be passing by the Black Forest. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I trust in the competence of my lawyer concerning where it will be submitted and her judgment. My office, which was engaged, do some promo for it. You can also give it to other streamers and let's fucking go. Look at that. 744
you have to
questions.
pay attention to that.
744. So, the things have already been paid for. Look, someone paid 499 euros so they don't have to come to Vienna.
I would
I'll
have
fish it out later.
That's right.
Thanks a lot. Definitely.
That means
Thank you so much.
I will definitely inform the lawyer on Monday. The down payment is already there. Let's fucking go. Is he starting to sweat, the guy?
Now he has to send postcards and T-shirts.
That's it. Until
I
next time.
would
Bye.
get sponsored by Hate Aid. They exist exactly because of cases like this. But it's about justice from a civil court. Yeah, I know. It's a German...
I mean, well, most of the crowdfunding is from Germany. I don't know.
I mean, in principle, it fits pretty well.
But let's see.
That's how things
Yes,
go.
against it.
Yeah. During the pandemic,
At first, it was the Jews or the unvaccinated, and now it's the Jews again. That's also a classic from him. You have to be advantageous.
What for? We checked that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, she went crazy.
Because Finesse said that sex education for kids would be pretty cool. The way he freaked out, what he said about Finesse. Now let's see how he reacts if you call him or write he's a dude.
Okay, Shurioka, you want communication.
To do, right? You say, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to talk about everything. But then you talk about everything. Say, can you check out the whining? I'm getting censored and did nothing wrong. Pierre just doesn't want to hear my fair assessment, so he's having me banned. Remember the dude from yesterday? I'm no dude. Tuka.
You. He said, do. Yeah.
How could you?
He said, do.
God damn it. Stop whining that no one respects you when you are disrespectful yourself.
I mean, dude, Lebec, huh? You know what that guy said about me, right?
You read it, Shakis. Yes,
Wabe
again and
is
again
months
with
and
what the guy said about me, right? And then he freaks out because Sujoka dude writes on Twitter.
Such a spoiled brat. My goodness. Where's the ableism? Asa is... Hey, if you didn't use your stupid buzzwords so much that everyone feels like throwing up when they hear your voice. Oh my God, right?
You could
What
actually
a
watch
dude.
It's One here.
This dude hostility from Joe Joker, imported dude, hate from Austria,
Jude.
total disregard for the duden.
When you really think about your own well-being and really say, hey, yo, I really want some peace and quiet, then stop rubbing it in. As far as I'm concerned, stop rubbing it in. Constantly bringing it up again and again. Constantly telling this crap in front of 3,500 people. You're just there and you're whining.
Goes on to talk with Politsupi, denies everything, makes me look like a liar, like some kind of, like a manipulator. I would have done that. Do another stream 2 days later. Stream, twist everything completely again, and sits down the next day and twist everything again.
All
You see,
said.
what kind of guy is that? What kind of guy is that?
It's about how evil everyone is and how much hate and lies are going around.
This is all content for Shoyuka, which he created.
Context. And then you're just spouting stuff one after another, and you can't wrap your head around the fact that this is exactly why people are against you? Does that thought not cross your mind for a nanosecond? Is it really so tight that nothing gets through? Should she really stop now, Omo? You know what? Let's wrap this up. The guy, the fat one, is done for the day anyway, around 3 p.m. more or less. And he wanted to bring up this topic again today, after his 48 hours were
By the
up.
way, this also goes to Twitch. All these documents I have now, the warning, the correspondence, such with the Assen Public Prosecutor's Office. By the way, all of this can go to Twitch as well.
And then he said, he's just not going to do anything anymore. Like, if you really don't retaliate, I won't do anything anymore. Stop kicking. Send your bootlickers somewhere else so they leave me alone too.
On the 10th of December, he did nothing. So not every day. True.
Stop dragging my name, my reputation through the mud, then I won't do anything
shut up.
anymore. As long as you keep constantly coming at me, I'm not going to shut up. I won't. Guaranteed. And I can hold out for longer than 11 months with something like that.
Let's see how long this takes. I'm not saying I won't do anything to him anymore. That won't work. He's on the platform. He'll surely start running his mouth again. And at this point, I don't care. I won't stoop to his level. We'll try to keep this whole thing a bit amusing despite all the agitation.
Always stay nice.
Yeah, but that I'm holding back, that's what I've actually done. Yeah, also, what he said about the children's chocolate and all that, I'm not holding back anymore with that guy. If he sees it, or if someone sees it who is well connected to him, it would be clever in his place to keep a low profile. Basically,
But where's the dribbling?
yeah, what comes next can all be collected and taken to court.